welcome all of you here today to celebrate these young men and women that have earned the opportunity to play at the college level next year. Go ahead and give them a hand right there. We always try to remember, when we come together like this here on signing day, this is a big day. It's something that these student athletes have worked for a long time. It reminds me, and I know a lot of our coaches follow a lot of motivational speakers, coaches that are at different levels, and today there's certain coaches and people that are listened to, and our administrative team and coaches all know some of the people I listen to. But the former strength coach at Georgia Tech gave a great speech, motivational speech, to the players at a morning workout that got taped and placed on social media, and it kind of went viral. I've shared it with my girls basketball team this season already, and at this time it reminds me of what these student athletes have done. They've pursued something for a number of years with the support of parents, friends, grandparents, youth coaches, to obtain something that they didn't know would ever happen. But they didn't let that place a hurdle in front of them, and regardless of any setbacks that might have come along the way, they kept working toward that goal. And as they keep working to that, they still don't know. But today is the day they get to recognize that. Without specifically paraphrasing the coach that said that, I looked at this in the same way. And I'm so happy and proud and excited for the coaches who coach these student athletes, for the student athletes and the parents today that will be signing their national letters of intent. A couple of more thank yous to go along. Thank you to Miss Miller, who has her video class here again today. This will be available on YouTube later today as well. Thank you to Forsyth County News and Derek for being here to help recognize our student athletes who are signing to go on. Again, thank you for the coaches that come and support these student athletes daily. And a big thank you from Coach Gravy to Coach Christine Shaw. She has stepped into Coach Bronner's shoes and done a magnificent job. I appreciate everything you've done to get today organized and ready, Coach Shaw. So without much more, I'd like to get started. We do this alphabetically by sport. There's no one person over other. We just start alphabetically, and I'm excited about that. We start off with baseball today, and each coach will just step up and speak about these young people. Sometimes they have our student athletes tell you themselves who they're signing with and sharing that. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Bayer in baseball.
All right, guys, so as most of you know, especially the student body, every time we get a chance to come out here and address everyone, it's a special situation. Every single year, watching it grow in my 15 years here at South, our signing ceremonies have progressively gotten larger and larger and larger. The quality of the ceremony, the great job that we do recognizing all the young men and young women just becomes that much more special every year. As a father and as a coach and as someone living in this community, I couldn't be more grateful for what is afforded to all of you young men and young women. As Coach Gravitt alluded to, from our principals over the years, to the administration, to everybody within the community, the amount of support that we've gotten from you guys is absolutely tremendous. Coming into this year, being very transparent, as you guys know, especially you students, as a dad, it's a pretty cool thing to be here today. This 2024 class is obviously very special, near and dear to my heart, and I just can't believe that the time is already here where a lot of you young men and young women that we've watched run around begging for mom and dad for money at Sharon Springs to go to the concession stand are now going to move on and play college athletics. So again, just an absolutely wonderful, special environment for us, a really, really great time that's kind of unique and near and dear to my heart. So couldn't be more proud and more grateful for the opportunity that we have. Those of you guys also that know me, I like to talk a little bit about my players, usually kind of tell some stories, maybe give you some good leverage when you see them in the hallways and in class a little bit further on down the road, but also just to make it a little bit more personable in terms of how well we are connected with these young men and young women. So, first player that I'm going to bring up, a little brief story about him. Was one of the few kids that actually did not grow up in this community. Family made a transition, moved out from the West Coast going into his junior year. And we had gotten an email and a phone call knowing that they were coming, didn't really know much about them, was excited to get somebody new that wanted to be a part of the South family, whether athletics worked out or not, we weren't necessarily sure. Had some great dialogue, talked a lot of baseball in the process. They move into our community, get settled, and probably the most impressive thing about this young man, aside from the fact that he's playing college baseball, is the way that he was taken into the community because of his personality and his love and his ability to really kind of adjust and become a part of our South family. Days go on, weeks go on, months go on, and it seems like every single day, all of these kids just get closer and closer, and it was like it was meant to be for him to be here and be with us. It's really hard for me to believe we fast forward 18 months and here we are today. But this young man comes in from an athletic standpoint. There was a lot of ability, there was a lot of talent, but he was just starting to scratch the surface of who he was and who he wanted to be. Dedication, work, weight room, understanding his swing, listening, adjusting. The game is a little different on the East Coast and the Southeast than it is on the West Coast. Kept getting better, kept getting better. Had a setback, unfortunately got hurt in a game down in South Georgia. Best example of character to ever come through was the way that he handled himself. His teammates lifted him up and he lifted them up when he wasn't physically able to go out and play. Next thing you know, he gets himself healthy towards the back end of the season. Big catalyst for us, carried into a tremendous summer this past summer. It seemed like every single time he took the field, he was doing something special, doing something better every single day. Next thing you know, phone calls start coming in, schools are showing interest, and he got himself in a wonderful situation to advance his academic and athletic career. I know he's going to continue to get better, he's going to continue to get stronger, he's going to continue to learn the game, and he's going to continue to do what he's always done as a person and as a leader. Super proud to announce coming out the sign today with Georgia Highlands College, Mr. Emiliano Dominguez. So going back to that initial statement of having young men that you watch grow up in Sharon Springs in the community, running around, as parents, we know they're little ankle biters going around, always pestering you, asking to be a part of stuff, chasing older siblings, older kids at the park. And every year that goes on, they get a little bit bigger. They start to kind of build on the community, and all of their peers and their friends start to grow on us. We know as parents, we're like, they'll get to the high school level at some point. It's way down the road. We don't even really think about it. And then we blink and they're in middle school, and then we blink and they're starting high school. And then it seems like the very next day, here we are. And this young man, I've definitely had the pleasure of watching him grow up. Got more pictures, more videos of him going all the way back to when we had the Junior War Eagle baseball program, wearing South cloth as a 7 and an 8-year-old, and going all the way up until 10s and 11s. And it always seemed like he was destined and meant to be. I do give him and the family a hard time because they live in Three Chimneys, and we all know that back when they were little. They weren't necessarily South families at the time. They were actually Lambert families, but obviously the community came to their senses and they ended up coming to South, and we got them here and all the stars kind of aligned and things fell into place. But over the last 3-4 years, this young man, just watching him as an athlete, watching him as a person, watching him as a big brother, watching him as a leader, was an extremely impressive thing. I had the fortunate graces this past summer to also coach him in travel baseball with a few other of the kids in the South family. And the strides that he made as a ball player and the strides that he made as a leader were honestly almost astounding. Every time he took the ball, he got better, he got stronger. Every time in between outings, he became more and more of a student of the game and a student of his body. Every single day as the summer went on, he continued to blossom into really just a man. Somebody who has become a key component of our program, who has been an utmost leader within all of his peers, and just keeps making strides, getting better with everything that he does. He's going to be a massive staple of our rotation this year. He's going to be a massive staple in the rotation when he gets to college at Young Harris. I want to bring up from 2024 class, senior right-handed pitcher, Connor McAllister. Family wants to come up, John, Jan, everyone, you're more than welcome to.
My name is Connor McAllister, and I'll be playing baseball for the next 4 years at Young Harris College.
So this next young man, I've gotten to know a little bit in the last couple of years. Learned a little bit about him, spent some time with him, mainly because of the standpoint that he lives in my house. So really weird 15 years ago, never thought I'd be in this situation. Hoped that we would as a family, but you know, as a parent, you don't really know what's going to happen, what's going to transpire with your kids. Every parent dreams of your kid being an athlete. Every parent dreams of their kid moving on to the next level. And you know, as a dad spending a lot of time here, sometimes I forgot about how much my boys kind of lived amongst all the South students and amongst all the South athletes. There'd be times I'd be here as a dad coaching players, go to watch the boys play, and they would do something, and I'm like, where did that come from? I don't really remember teaching them that. And then I found out they were watching one of the upperclassmen, and they were just emulating some of their actions, from wearing eye black to taping their wrists to wearing a mortgage payment's worth of jewelry every time they play baseball. They pick up on all those habits and all those things. And then naturally, being a coach's kid and living in the environment, they absorb a lot. Don't always think that they're listening. A lot of times I know about things other than baseball, he's probably not listening. But the things that he's done, the things that he's picked up on, the love that he's developed for the game as a parent, couldn't be any prouder. Said it 15 years ago, the goal was to be here to raise a family, and here we are. And it's pretty unique, pretty awesome to say the least. As a dad, I couldn't be more proud, and my wife Jess is the exact same way. We both have given a lot to the school, but it's given that much more and then some back to us. With that being said, I'm going to announce my son. Excuse me. Tyler Bayer, Kennesaw State.
everybody. I'm Coach Mendez. Coach Bear is a hard act to follow. He's so good at going off the cuff. I apologize that I had to write things down, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to say all the things I wanted to say about this next athlete. For the last 3 seasons, I've had the pleasure of coaching Molly on our high school's cross-country team. For those of you that don't know, running's kind of hard. And so to be a member of our team takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication. We practice in the summers, we practice early in the morning. We run 6 days a week with meets being very early in the mornings. So when I first met Molly, it was in the summer at a practice, starting her sophomore year. What stood out to me was her genuine love for running and her excitement that she wanted to share about the sport. Anyone can see by her running ability that she is great, but it's not just that, it's all the things that go with it that makes Molly the athlete that she is. Her positive attitude about practices, a genuine desire to improve her ability, and her willingness to help athletes at any stage of where their running career is at truly stands out. She has placed in the top 10 of our varsity races several times. She's been invited to run in invitational meets. She has run all 4 years in our high school career at the state meet in Carrollton, helping our girls win a 3rd place finish both her freshman and her junior years. It's also worth mentioning that she shaved over a minute off of her time on what is considered a very difficult course her senior year. She leads by example and has shown her teammates that hard work, dedication, and discipline pay off. These reasons, among many others, is why she has been the captain of our team for the last 2 years. She inspires the younger runners, encourages the older runners, and has all the qualities of a leader that we were looking for when we decided who would be a captain. The unity that we have as a team today is a large part due to her desire to bring the runners together, truly get to know them, and she goes out of her way to show people how much she cares about them. She spent time with one of our injured runners after they got out of surgery. She has coordinated pool parties and dinners for our runners, has done countless things to make sure her teammates know how much she cares about them. Last night we had our banquet, and there were a lot of tears because of the Remember When stories and the connections that were made these past 4 years. While she's a dedicated runner, it's not the awards that she cherishes, but the friendships that I know she's made. And while she is great at cross country and track and field, that is not all she has excelled at here at South Forsyth. In addition to having a great academic record, Molly is also the president of our school's Fellowship of Christian Athletes, an organization she cares a lot about. Her devotion and her faith has made her who she is today, and I love that she wants to share that with others. I see her Christian values and traits on and off the field in her attitude, her work ethic, her friendships, and the extremely close relationship she has with her family who's here with us today. Molly has set high standards and goals for herself and has made sure she can achieve all she wants to accomplish. Much like with her running, she sets a goal, she creates a plan, and works hard to make sure she is doing everything she can to achieve what she sets out to do. That's why it was no surprise when colleges started to reach out to us about her. She had visited a few schools. She kind of had like a, it's okay attitude about a few of them. But it was after she visited Anderson University that I saw something in her shift. The excitement in her voice, and when she came running into my room to tell me all about it, the huge smile on her face told me about the girls, the team, the campus she had found, and I knew she had found her people and her new home. I know I speak for the whole team when I say we are going to miss Molly tremendously, but I also know that she has helped to create a culture of team spirit and a tradition of excellence that is not going to go away just because she has to move on to bigger things. Molly, we are so proud of you and so excited to see you take this world by storm. Congratulations on achieving the first of many of your goals today.
those of you who don't know me, I'm Jenna Kazmarek. I'm the head girls lacrosse coach here at South Forsyth. This is my first year, so this is a very exciting moment. And so I do want to bring to your attention someone that I've been very, very fortunate to get to know in this last, goodness, it's only been about a few months, maybe 6, we'll give ourselves that. And this person in particular, if we could talk about accolades, let's bring these up. I do think these are important. Things like being a multi-sport athlete, not just lacrosse, but we're talking JV basketball, we're talking about varsity flag football. This is somebody who has been on the stage in playoffs, someone who has been around success. For our sport specifically, this is someone who came into the county, who came into South Forsyth, and was recognized as the Forsyth County News Freshman of the Year. I mean, we're talking against everybody else that we know are strong programs, and she immediately set that standard for herself. She was also our offensive MVP the last 2 years, understandably so, because she has been a 3-time All-County selection in the midfield and a 2-time All-State selection. So when I think of this player, I think about her legacy and what she leaves behind, and that your legacy is synonymous with success. You have been to a stage that some of us haven't been to in terms of playoffs. You know what it's like to have that pressure and how to succeed in those scenarios. You've distinguished yourself as, without question, one of the top midfielders in our state for our sport, and you need to own that. This is no small thing, and I hope that no one ever tries to take that away from you, because it's powerful. Because you never have to apologize for how hard you worked and how much you sacrificed to forge a path to college lacrosse. So South Forsyth honors you today and everything you have done for this program. I, for one, am probably the most fortunate because I get to spend senior year with someone who is so fiercely competitive that she is going to define where South Forsyth lacrosse goes in the next few years. You are the beginning. You are the foundation. And we build around players like you that want more and never settle. So thank you, Kate Dominic, for trusting me and allowing me to be part of your process. Congratulations to Kate Dominic, who is heading next year to Presbyterian College to play Division I lacrosse.
Dominic, and I'm playing lacrosse next year at Presbyterian College.
All right. Being a student athlete in high school is tough. We all know it. Most of you guys are that already. Being a student athlete in college is a completely different challenge. Have to balance classwork, a lot harder than you have in high school most of the time. You gotta balance sports. It's another job. You have minimum 4 hours a day. You gotta balance homework. Technically, every hour of credits you have in college, you're supposed to be doing 2 to 3 hours of homework. That's what they say. Definitely wrong, but some people might say otherwise. This individual, the boys lacrosse team, who's going to play college, can do that. We know that for sure. This individual shown on and off the field that he can step up to the challenge. He's worked hard. His 3 years here at South, this is his 4th year at South. He's been in the program for I don't know how many years as a South Forsyth youth lacrosse player. He's South, in and through. Anything he's played is South lacrosse. This individual has shown me tremendous strides in the past 2 years I've been his coach. Last year, he came up to me and said, "Coach, don't know how I like this year. It's difficult, it's harder, new coaches, all that stuff. Don't know how I'm going to be next year, what I'm going to do next year, or am I going to continue playing this year?" Told him, buy in. Let me figure it out. Let me help you. Let me figure out what I can do to make your time here, lacrosse, this year, enjoyable. And we'll talk about next year when it comes. He bought in. He listened. He rallied around his teammates. He was an individual that shined, not just on the field, but off the field. Our biggest hype man on the sideline. One of the biggest playmakers on the field. He stepped up to his role and did exactly what we asked him to do. It's very hard to come by as a high school student to know this is your role. You have to do this. We only want you to do this. And prove that he can do it. In college, he'll be asked to do a role. He will need to do that same role that his coach demands that he does. He will do that role very well. I have no doubt in my mind. Like I said, he's a leader on and off the field. I can't wait to see him play in the next level. Thank you, Jack Thorpe, for letting me coach you the past 2 years. I can't wait to see what you become.
I'm Jack Thorpe, and I'll be playing lacrosse at the University of Montevallo.
Okay, my name is Coach Perry, and this is Coach Williams, and we are so excited to be here to honor Abby Cole and her commitment to play college soccer. Abby has been a part of the South Forsyth High School varsity team for the past 2 years, and we are so excited to see her dominate in her upcoming senior season.
So unfortunately, Coach Holst couldn't be here with us today, so he asked that we read a message on his behalf. From Coach Holst, he says, "Abby is a sensational player and an all-around great person. On the field, she ties it all together by linking our players together and continuing to push them to be the best that they can be. Her on-the-field leadership will be missed but welcomed in college."
On behalf of our team, we are so proud of Abby, and we will miss her greatly. However, we cannot wait for this upcoming season to make more fun memories together on the field. Way to go, Abby.
My name is Abby Cole, and I'm going to play soccer at Jacksonville State University.
We would now like to introduce Anna Danzu and celebrate her commitment to play college soccer. Anna has been a part of the South Forsyth High School program for the past few years. We know that Anna has big things ahead of her during her upcoming season.
So to help us honor Anna, we'd like to invite her teacher and coach, Wagner, to say a few words.
Hey guys, I'm Coach Wagner. I'm the boys soccer coach. It's unfortunate Coach Holtz couldn't be here today, but selfishly, I'm happy that I get to talk about Anna. I had her in class and I've got to see her practice on the field across from us. And I've known her for a couple years and I'm super proud of her. She's everything that you would hope to have as a coach and a player. Not only does she have the elite talent to be able to play at the next level and the technical skills there, but she's such a great teammate. Everybody around her gets better by practicing with her. In class, she was always so positive about the team and the season, and her work ethic is definitely unmatched. I can tell as I watch their games and see her on the practice field, so I couldn't be more proud of her. You deserve this, you've earned it, you worked super hard, so congratulations, Anna, come on up.
I'm Anna Jansmo, and I'm committed to play soccer at Valdosta State University.
All right, our next signee is Nolan Williams from our boys soccer program. He's been such an incredible force in our program on the field, and I'm so thankful for him and his family off the field as well. When he came to us 4 years ago as a freshman, midway through the season, he's basically played every minute since then. He can't come off the field because that drastically changes the game for us in a negative way. So since he's gotten here, he's been a 4-year starter. He won a state championship. And most of the time when I come up here, I can memorize all their accolades, but he has so many that I'm going to have to read. So just last year alone, he was 3rd overall in all-county voting, which all the coaches across the county voted for that. He was a GACA All-State selection, first team All-Region, first team All-County from Forsyth County News. He won the Best Midfield Award as voted on by his teammates. He was a first team selection for ECNL Team of the Year. And 2022, second team All-Region. And again, he's doing this while he's playing the highest level of club. He's getting those accolades in that atmosphere as well. This kid is super dedicated in his training. He was the one most recently that said, "Coach, you need to tell me the date that the soccer goals are going to be built so that I can go out there and start training as soon as football's over." He's hounding me about, you said November 3rd, November 4th, right? So those goals need to be up so that he can get out there and train. All that in the midst of still going to a club practice later in the day. So again, he's somebody who I think one of the biggest compliments that I hear about him is from other coaches. At the end of games, the coaches will come up to me and say, "We knew it was going to be a nightmare in the midfield for us. We hate preparing to play against Nolan." And that's a huge compliment. And so I'm going to miss him very dearly. He's given so much to South in our boys soccer program over the years. But I'm thankful we have him for one more season upcoming. I know it's going to be even more accolades and awards coming his way. He's earned it with how he trains, and the teammates love him in the locker room. He keeps them laughing and keeps me laughing as well. So again, thank you to Nolan. Huge thank you to his family. They've all contributed so much. We're excited for him. I'm going to have him come up and announce his signing. My name is Nolan Williams, and I'm committed to play soccer at Georgia State University.
Hi everyone, my name is Leanne Brooks and I am the softball coach here at South. Today I have the opportunity to recognize one of our athletes that truly bleeds blue and has given just about everything that she possibly can to this school, both athletically and academically. Josie Crossman has been one of our pitchers for our softball team since her freshman year, making an impact at the varsity level. She's one of the type of girls that every coach hopes to have on their team. She always brings the right attitude, effort, energy to the field. She's always looking for ways to not only make herself better, but also her team as a whole. And that was evident from the first time that she stepped on our field for her freshman tryouts. Not only is she the type that looks to make herself better, but she's doing whatever she can as a whole to make our team more successful, whether it's picking up someone after a bat at bat or an error on the field or running an extra pull or two because one of our teammates are struggling with it. That's the kind of athlete that every coach wants in their program, that's going to not only let players pick her up, but she's also looking to pick up other players as well. In her time playing with the softball team, she has won numerous awards. From her freshman year in 2020, she already made the first team all-county team and first team all-region, and that says a lot as a freshman pitcher. Not only did we need her as a pitcher, but we also couldn't afford to take her out of the lineup if she wasn't pitching. We needed her whether it was first base, hitting, running, outfield. She was someone we couldn't afford to take out of that lineup. And then from her freshman season every year, she has again made all-county and all-region. Up in her junior season, though, she started to separate herself from the rest. And there's something about Josie on the mound that there's not a lot of other pitchers can come close to what she brings to the table. Not only is she an excellent pitcher, but she's an excellent defender. I don't know if you've ever watched a softball game, but there's a lot of times that a pitcher struggles to make that overhand throw because they're throwing underhand the whole time, or they don't have a fast reaction after they pitch a ball and a line drive or a ground ball is hit right at them. But that's where Josie's different. And it showed with her junior year by not only her getting first team all-region, but she was the region's pitcher of the year and the county's pitcher of the year. And then this year, she separated herself not only from someone that could be a pitcher of the year, but she was the region's defensive player of the year, which speaks volumes to her. All-county hasn't been announced yet, but we will see very soon what she gets there. I'm extremely proud of the success that she's had on the softball field, but her light doesn't stop there just in softball. Josie has been an incredible player for us, but she has also won other awards like All-Area in flag football or qualifying for the state track meet and the triple jump as early as her freshman year. There's not very many people that can say they've had that kind of success in that many sports. She's a 4-sport letter, but also an excellent student. With a 4.0 GPA, she's a member of the National Honor Society and Beta Club. Josie, I'm not done. But thank you. Josie, you have made a footprint on this school that will never be forgotten. And I cannot wait to see the footprint that you leave at your next chapter in this life. It is my absolute honor to announce that Josie Crossman will be signing her national letter of intent today to play softball at the University of Delaware.
I'm Josie Crossan, and I'll be playing softball next